What is Gucci YouTube? It's your boy Black Gucci Hot 3, long face, skinny body, and we are back still black with some more fire Boruto manga related content. Now before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button, share the video with your friends, and let's hop straight into the business. Yes sir, ski.
9 mountains and 8 seas make one world. 1,000 worlds make one chiliocosm. 1 chiliocosm to the power of 3, and there's nothing I can't cut.
Big boss, number one snake in the jungle, my guy Amado Sanzu has been MIA since the start of Two Blue Vortex. Mind you, it's only been 2 chapters. The amount of content put out equivalates to 4 weekly chapters. However, we have not seen this man in a time skip that has been long awaited for the fandom since the first episode has dropped of the anime, right? And there's, of course, a couple of things that we can take into account as to why we haven't seen them. Suspense building up, the possible tension around the character. For example, with Sasuke, right? He was name dropped at least in chapter 1, but that was all we even got of Sasuke. And I feel like Kishimoto probably did that on purpose to the point where, you know, you got these 2 characters. He already has an idea of what he wants to do, but he still wants to stir up emotions and stir up feelings and build up tension. So he's probably not going to bring them up or showcase them in the instance that people would like to see or be updated about said characters, possibly even name drop or mention said characters, which he has done with Sasuke, as per the conversation with Sarada and Shikamaru, but it was easily brushed over. Now, with everything with Boruto confronting Code and dropping a major ball on us, the revelation of the true horrors of the Ten Tails, not only confirming Boruto's new upgraded strength and power up, but also possibly confirming the activation of Boruto's Jogan, but even furthermore, you know, the usage, or should I say proper usage, of Momoshiki's foresight / future sight ability that Boruto more than likely have now gained access to. Everything is crazy right now, and I feel like everything is crazy because they don't want us to look at the even craziest thing is Amado. We know everybody's memories will switch. Amado is so sneaky to the point where he is going to recognize his own creation. So whether it be he understands in a similar sense where Sasuke understood, I'm looking at you, Boruto, but when I think of the training, I see Kawaki's face, but I understand based off of the current situation I'm in, based off of the plea of my daughter, things aren't how they're supposed to be. So I'm going to just leave my memories as if, but understand moving forward, this is what it has to be like. You know what I'm saying? So in a similar sense where Amado's like, I need Boruto to revive my daughter because he understands that's his whole notion with originally Kawaki. I need Boruto to place the Karma Seal on Delta so my daughter can come back to life. That was the whole plan. If Boruto leaves the village, what's the point of anything? Now, it's a pretty safe bet to say Amado has not left the village. So I want to go ahead and wager and say, would it be an even safer bet to say Amado some way, somehow figured out the loopholes around omnipotence, but not necessarily the weakness or the jutsu itself, but understood everybody is living in a way that isn't, you know what I'm saying? Right. That isn't how it should actually be. Now, Amado's going to take advantage of the situation because at the end of the day, his goal isn't to make sure Boruto has a happy go ending life or a happy go ending story. He don't care about none of that. His goal is to make sure Akibi Sanzu gets revived, everything intact, exactly how she's supposed to be, or so we're told or thought to believe, right? So Amado, it's going to be very hard for me to believe that they're just going to write this character, especially since we haven't even seen him in the time skip yet, meaning that it's going to be a perfect opportunity for us to see the updated, okay, this is what Amado has been doing. This is the stance on Amado. Is it possible that Amado had figured out some way the loopholes around these things where it's like Shikamaru questioned Kawaki heavily. Why do you have Karatech in your body if you're Naruto's son? What do you think Amado would come to terms with in his mind if Shikamaru went as far as to question that at the start of the time skip, or should I say back 3 years ago when Boruto first left the village? Do you think Amado wouldn't consider like, okay, something's going on? Kawaki has all of the technology, has possibly even the karma seal that I'm looking for, regardless of if they switch their minds and they just accept things as it is. Amado, in his research and his scientific and his scientist mind, he's going to look at the data. He's going to look at everything collected and understand Kawaki has Ishiki's DNA. Ishiki's karma seal. This is the karma seal I need for my daughter. However, this is the karma seal that should be with Boruto. So it's going to be a real interesting thing, even possibly considering to throw Kawaki under the bus. Like, yeah, I know your little secret, nigga. I know for a fact my daughter's DNA is in your karma seal. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I know that for a fact. So if you don't revive her, everything in your whole entire operation is getting blown to bits. And I wouldn't put it past Amado to even move that far, but still putting on a facade, because I feel like he might be. It's still a smither of a hope, a smither of an opportunity, a smither of a chance that he might be the main villain of the story. But even more so, once Akibi gets back into the story, and mind you, I still have to share my thoughts and my 2 cents on that, because if Delta is sacrificed for Akibi, and I know it's set up like that, Delta has to be sacrificed. Delta's the clone, Akibi's the, I don't care. We was introduced to Delta first. Delta is the real shorty. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna fly airlines Delta to the day I die, because that's what she deserves. She deserves nothing but the best and nothing less. So if Amado actually went through with his plan, possibly blackmail Kawaki some way, somehow, in the midst of the Timeskip, got Kawaki to place, Delta's or Akibi's DNA from his karma seal onto Delta's body or to one of Delta's clones and revive Akibi. What could be said with Amado? What's his stance? And did he leave the village with his daughter, have a happy ever after? I doubt it, right? So I wouldn't put it past Amado to at least attempt something like that within the last 3 years. But I definitely wouldn't give it to Kishimoto to complete Amado's story and saying, okay, Akibi got brought back to life. Amado and Akibi leave the village. They go home and live happily ever after life. And now we're dealing with what we're dealing with here in the village and with Code and the Ten Tails and things of that nature. No. So either A, Amado probably hasn't figured it out, or it's a little bit more complicated than, actually regarded as. So maybe Amado has figured it out, but he's keeping everything under wraps and still playing it safe card by card. Or possibly Amado has figured it out. He confronted Kawaki, went the whole blackmail route, and something happened along the lines of trying to revive Akibi, which is why we haven't been introduced to Amado yet, because we're going to get a major ball drop the next time we see Amado and the next time we see Delta. However, I wouldn't put it past Kishimoto to write it up to where either A, Amado is the big brain behind everything, and he's actually planning something real crazy that we have yet to be revealed to, or Amado is generally who he presents himself to be. It's just that he's done too much messed up things that we don't really care so much for it. So, and he's being manipulated or possibly tricked into this whole entire instance by some type of outer force, possibly like a Shibai or another Otsutsuki. But I believe, right, if not Amado being the next main villain, aside from, us being introduced into the Ten Tails coming into its own entity, I'm enjoying that whole entire thing right there. But if not Amado, then definitely Akibi. And I'm not going to say Delta, because whenever Akibi and her personal conscience comes back into the story, she's going to be a very interesting character. And I don't think Kishimoto's just going to bring back a randy dandy ass civilian just to introduce her into the story and call it a day like that. Nah, Akibi's going to have some very interesting things about her once she is reintegrated into the story. So I feel like these might be the main reasons why we haven't seen Amado, as opposed to what direction they decided to take the character within the last 3 years and how he decided to confront Kawaki, or possibly even his research, because there's too many loopholes that would allow someone like Amado to figure out the things that are actually going on, regardless of the omnipotence jutsu being casted. But it's your boy Black Chat 3. Let me know how y'all feel. Let me know y'all thoughts. And do y'all think Amado possibly might be the main villain? Do y'all think he's been cooking something in the Timeskip? Do y'all think Akibi is back? Or do y'all think my shorty Delta is still out here standing strong? It's your boy Black Uchiha 3. Let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know y'all vibes. How y'all feel about the upcoming anticipation for chapter 3, and do y'all think we will see Amado and or Delta next chapter? The boy Black Uchiha 3, long face, skinny body. Holla at your boy. I'ma holla at y'all. Black Uchiha out. Yes sir. Ski.
We take a trip to the sky, show them that our limits too high.
Cocoa butter hips on the west side. She said